Hello everyone and welcome to session 2 of the mat Pilates course that I've been doing. So tonight we're going to do 5 different exercises from the previous session, and we'll start with the roll up preparation exercise. So just so that you know what the roll up exercise is, I'm going to quickly demonstrate. For the roll up, we're normally in a nice long position, lying down on our backs. We bring the chin to the chest, arms up, and you literally just roll up into seated, lifting your arms nice and tall, and from there roll back down again. So a lot of strength in your abdominal area, really good for mobilizing the spine. Sometimes that is quite an advanced exercise for people, so we do the roll up preparation exercises. So for this one, I want you to come down with your knees bent. Your feet needs to be hip distance apart, focusing on ankles, knees and hips in the same line, and arms is reaching over and above the head. Now notice how when you are very stiff in your shoulders, the rib cage would like to flare up. So think about pressing that rib cage down and keeping a connection between your hips and your lower rib. So from here, the first thing, maybe just watch the first demonstration. You inhale chin to chest as you bring your arms up towards the ceiling. From here, peel the upper body away from the floor, stay in your neutral spine, and keep your arms hovering above the floor with your palms facing up. Look through the inner thighs. Now, we're going to just lift the arms without moving anything else. So, lift the arms as you inhale. You'll immediately feel how your abdominal muscles are working a little bit stronger. And from here, unroll back to your start position. Okay, let's do 3 together. Ready. Inhale, chin to chest, your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, peel away, arms long, palms facing up, looking through the inner thighs. Don't move anything else. Just lift your arms up to the ceiling, fingers pointing up to the ceiling. Feel the abdominal muscles switching on and release it back down to start. Inhale, chin to chest, arms up. Exhale, curling forwards. Inhale up and exhale, release. And again, chin to chest, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, curling forwards. Look through your inner thighs. Keep the head in the same position. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, release it back down. Good. So we'll just change it slightly. So I'm bringing a little bit of challenge in, and I'm slowly building it up. So if you find that the next exercise is a little bit too much for you, then just come back to this version. So the only difference we're going to do here is, watch first, chin to chest, arms up. As we exhale, we're going to bring that left leg into a tabletop position this time. Your knees over your hips and your shins are parallel to the ground. Now you're going to feel a little bit more muscle switching on in your lower abs. And inhale, arms up, and then exhale that leg away and the arms away, and then bring the leg back again. And then for the other side, watch first, chin to chest, arms up. Exhale, curling forwards. Inhale the arms up, and then lengthen the leg away and lengthen the arms away. Keep that rib cage down, and then bring the leg back. Okay, let's do 3 of those on each side. So that's going to be 3 leg lengthenings on each side. Inhale, chin to chest, arms up. Exhale, into tabletop. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, lengthen out. Slide it back. Inhale, chin to chest and arms up. Exhale, peel away from the floor into your tabletop with your right leg this time. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Inhale up with the arms. Exhale, lengthen out. Slide it back. Inhale, chin to chest, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. And lengthen arms and leg away. Slide it back. Inhale, chin to chest, arms up. Exhale into your ab curl and your tabletop position with your right leg. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, lengthen. And slide it back. One more on each side. Chin to chest. And bring the arms up. Peel away as you exhale. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, lengthen. Slide it back. Inhale, chin to chest and arms up. Exhale, curl and lift your leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lengthen away and slide the leg back. Good. So if you were okay with that one and felt in control of that exercise, we're going to go into something with a bit more challenge. So this time you bring one leg up, bring the other leg up, and we're still focusing on a neutral spine. And just to remind yourself what neutral is, I want you to press your lower spine into the floor from this position and then relax it slightly, and that would be your neutral. Good, so let's do 3 more with the legs staying in exactly the same position. So you should feel immediately more work happening. But listen to your lower spine. So if it's starting to feel really uncomfortable in the lower spine, you might not be strong enough to do that yet. So that means that just go back to the previous version where it's just one leg at a time. Inhale, chin to chest, arms up. Exhale, curling forwards. Keep those arms relaxed. I find that if you bring the arms too tight to the side of the waist, that you really curl in with your arm, with your shoulders. So have the arms slightly away from the sides of the waist and palms up from here. Now take the arms up and then release it back down. Hopefully you just watch that one. We'll do 3 from here. Inhale, chin to chest, arms up. Exhale, curl forwards. Inhale, up with the arms. And then release. 2 more. Inhale, chin to chest, arms up. Exhale, peel away, look through your inner thighs. Get away from your shoulder blades a little bit. So don't be lazy to curl, but keep your neutral spine. Inhale, up. And then release. One last one. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, curl forward. Inhale, arms up. And then release. Brilliant. Let's lower one leg, lower the other leg, and bring the arms back to the sides. Push yourself up with your elbows and come up into a seated position. Okay, so we're going to do the spine twist. So for this one, I'm going to get you to try out different leg positionings. So first of all, get your soles together. Knees are open. And then just make sure that you feel your sit bones planting down into the mat. And find the energy from the sit bones all the way up through to the crown of the head. Let's connect with the pelvic floor muscles. So remember, that's when you close your camera shutters. So just close in, like stopping a pee, and lifting tall. Tummy is engaged. Good. Let's take one arm and then the other arm out in front of us. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Lifting tall. So from here we're going to rotate left to left on an inhalation. So left, exhale, center, right, exhale, center. And let that rotation, that spiraling of the spine, take you into a taller seated position. Left and right. And one more to the left. One more to the right. Good. Now you can cross your legs for the next one if that is fairly comfortable for you. I'm quite tight in my hips, so this is a challenge for me to stay tall here. So try that out. If that doesn't work for you, then just bring yourself back into the previous position with your legs. So from here we're going to have the arms out to the sides. So a different seated position, and the length of the arms here will give a bit more challenge. We're going to inhale again to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale to the right. Exhale to center. Inhale left. exhale to center, inhale right, exhale to center. Now if you had your right leg in front of your left leg, change it around. And we'll do 2 more in this position. Arms out, find that energy lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale right, center, inhale left, and center. Inhale right, and center, and inhale left, and center. Good. Remember, the discs between the vertebrae is avascular, so doing rotational movements really helps with hydrating those discs. Right, now the next one, we're going to have our legs straight out in front of us. Pull in with the inner thighs and pull your toes in towards your shins. So the same applies. Take the muscle out of the way and feel your sit bones planting down. Get the energy from your sit bones lifting tall through the crown of the head, and close the camera shutters, so those pelvic floor muscles like stopping a pee. We'll have long arms again, but if that feels too much for your lower spine, just bring it back in here and do the rotational movement there. But I'm changing arms slightly, I'm lifting them tall here. From this position we're going to rotate and then lower the arms. And remember to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Lift the arms nice and tall, and then we're going to rotate and then lower the arms so that they are level with your shoulders. Inhale tall, and exhale into rotation. Squeeze those inner thighs, pull the toes in. Inhale tall, and exhale, rotate to the right. Lifting tall, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, inhale, and then you can relax. Okay, so the next exercise is called rolling like a ball, which is exactly what it says on the tin. And it's all about being able to mobilize through the spine and flex the spine as well. So for a lot of you with a very stiff lower spine, this is a really good exercise. It's most probably when you don't like this exercise, that means that you might need to do a little bit of it. But remember, I'm teaching for people who come to my regular Pilates classes, so if you are new to Pilates and it's causing you pain, please do check this with a professional and get someone to assess you properly. So come down onto your back, pull your knees in towards your chest, and then from here I want you to hug it in a little bit tighter and try and roll the lower spine away from the floor. So if you are finding that even that is a challenge for you, then stay at this level. Remember, there's no need in going into a different part or a more advanced version of an exercise if you can't do the basics right. So pull the knee in. Pull the tummy muscles in, so use those tummy muscles to help you pull in and around the lower spine. So if you feel that you can do that, now you can lift your head and bring your nose towards your knees. And then release the head back down, release the back of the hips down. Again, pull the knees in and bring your nose towards your knees. Pull the belly button into the spine. Look towards the belly button as you do this, and your chin needs to really try and touch your chest here. That's going to help you get full flexion in the whole spine. And then release. Let's do one more. Pull the knees in and bring your knees towards your nose and your nose towards your knees. Make sure your tummy muscles is pulling in, and then release it. Okay. So that is for those of you with a really stiff spine. If you want to bring in a bit more challenge, have a look at the next one. So we're going to go from a seated balance position and a long spine here, holding on to the legs. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to curve. You're going to do a C curve with your spine. Bring your chin in towards your chest. Roll into the middle spine and then come back up. So you might find coming back up into your balance is hard. That's fine. You can bring your feet back down again as well. Again, from balance, long spine, go into a C curve. Look how my elbows are nice and wide. I find that's really comfortable to do this version in. And roll into the middle spine, back up again. When you come up, it helps to lengthen the spine with your balance. Okay, let's do it again. Inhale back, exhale back up. One more. Inhale back, exhale back up. Okay, so now if you want to go into a little bit more challenge, we're going to start with the heels tucking in towards the gluteal muscles, your bum, your chin towards your chest, pull in with the tummy here, knees together, and then come into a balance right here, just hovering your feet above the floor. And from this position, inhale back, come back up again. See if you can come up with your feet just hovering above the floor. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You've got to keep your spine rounded. So one of the ways it helps is really looking at that belly button. Don't take your sight away from the belly button. It's a lot of abdominal work once you've done a few. Well done. That's your rolling like a ball. Okay, for the next one, we do the single leg stretch. So come down onto your back. Again, just check with your neutral spine. So have your feet hip distance apart. Press the lower spine down, flat down onto the floor, and then relax it. And you'll see that natural arch is returning. That's where we want to keep it for this exercise. Arms by the side of the waist, flat down on the floor. And a very basic version to start off with is just taking your left leg, reaching it away from you, keeping it sort of at the same level as the leg that's still in the start position. Lower it back down. Inhale and exhale, reach it away. So really switching on all the muscles. You're trying to elongate through your leg. So lengthening those muscles out and then release. Let's do 3 together. Exhale. Inhale, release. Notice you can even put your hands here to feel the muscles switching on just by lifting a leg. This is also a nice one to practice to disassociate what the lower body is doing to the upper body. Upper body wants to feel totally relaxed. It is just tension around the hip area and the leg muscles. And exhale. One more. Good. So we're bringing in some challenge by just curling the upper body. So interlace your fingers behind your head, chin to chest, and peel the upper body away from the floor. So you want to feel yourself onto your shoulder blades here and keep your elbows nice and wide. From here, we're going to do an exhale one leg and then inhale, release. And exhale the other leg and inhale, release. Let's do 3 together. Exhale left. Inhale back to start. Exhale right. Get off those shoulder blades so you're really engaging all the muscles in the front of your abdomen. Exhale left. Release. Exhale right. And then release. And do this slowly. Feel yourself peeling away from the floor. And bring a nice relaxed feeling in your shoulders and your neck. Good. Okay, so if you feel that was good and you had control over it, then we're going to have both of our legs up into a tabletop position for the next one. Keeping the neutral spine. Good. Knees are over your hips and your shins are parallel to the ground. Interlace the fingers and peel yourself into your ab curl. Now for this one you can have your arms in this position supporting the head if the neck is getting tired, or you can have your arms reaching out by the sides. This is where I'm going to keep my arms. And it's going to be exactly the same. We're going to lengthen one leg as we exhale and bring it back. Lengthen the other leg as we exhale and bring it back. Let's do 3 together. Come into your start, look through your inner thighs and exhale for 1. For 2, 1 on the other side. 2 more. And then relax one leg, relax the other leg, and relax your upper body. Okay, for the last one, we're going to do the obliques exercise. So working the muscles in the waist. We're starting with a fairly basic version. So bring your feet hip distance apart, interlace your fingers. And here I want you to think of specific anatomical areas. So it's going to be your right nipple and your left kneecap. I find that that's a really nice way for people to understand what I want them to do. So there's a line between the right nipple and the left kneecap, and you are tightening up that line. So it's lifting up towards the knee, but the knee is staying stable. It's not moving. It's just the nipple lifting up to the knee, and then release it back down. And now it's going to be the left nipple lifting up to the right kneecap, and it's lifting up, and then release it back down. And notice that as I'm lifting, my one elbow remains in contact with the floor. So let's do 3 on each side together. So we're going to do right nipple to left knee. Notice how the left elbow stays down. Inhale and exhale. Left nipple to right knee, exhale. Hips remain stable. Right nipple to left knee. Left nipple to right knee. Right nipple to left knee. And left nipple to right knee. So it's not an elbow pulling into the knee. We'll do that version later. Okay. So now we're going to do exactly the same upper body movement, but as we're pulling in, we're going to lift the leg into a tabletop, and now it's right nipple to left knee, but knees in tabletop. And then you lower it back down, and it will be the same on the other side. As you do your oblique crunch, you lift that leg up into a tabletop, and then you release it back down. Okay, let's do 3 together on each side. Inhale and exhale. Don't be tempted to pull your elbow. And left to right. Right nipple to left knee. Left nipple to right knee. And right nipple to left knee. And left nipple to right knee. Good. Okay. Now, the next version is going to be both legs up into tabletop. And this is similar to the single leg stretch, as long as you always pull your nipple in towards the bent knee. So we're going to stretch our right leg and then oblique crunch towards the left. Come back into your tabletop position with both legs, and then oblique crunch to the right. It's nipple to knee, not elbow to knee. And again, to the left, all the way down, to the right, all the way down, to the left, all the way down, to the right, and down. Let's do 1 more on each side. Crunch to the left, and crunch to the right. Good. And then lower one leg and lower the other leg. Well done. So now you have just gone through 5 more exercises that you would normally do in a mat Pilates class. There's obviously very many different variations. I hope you enjoyed this one and keep on practicing these versions. We'll be repeating them in other sessions. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next session.